Hello, my name is Sarah Dirks, and this is Module 1 of Supervision and Evaluation of School Personnel, the Get to Know You module. Real quick, grew up around the Kansas City area on the Kansas side, went to Shawnee Mission North High School, and then went on to Northwest Missouri State to get my graduate and undergraduate degree. Started teaching about 20 years ago, started in Missouri and just progressively moved south. And now I'm currently at Blue Valley Northwest. At Blue Valley Northwest, I teach biology, astronomy, meteorology, and this year I took on AP Environmental Science. I'm also the student government sponsor, head girls bowling coach, and this year we started a diversity, equity, and inclusion team, and I'm a member of that. Some other personal stuff. I love sports. I love going to sporting events. This past year has been a little rough. I miss going to sporting events, but I'm now fully vaccinated, so that's exciting. I'm really excited. We are getting a new women's team here in the Kansas City area. I love going to sporting games, Kansas City Royals games, and really excited to watch the tournament on TV starting this weekend. Love to travel. Hoping to get to a national park this summer, going out to Utah. Love anywhere that I can hike. And as for my family, mom, dad are still alive, and I have 3 sisters, 5 nieces, 2 nephews, a partner, and a roommate who's basically my brother. So this lesson focuses on Standard 7.2, development, engagement, staff, and a collaborative professional culture designed to promote school improvement, teach retention, and the success and well-being of each student and adult in the school. And I'm going to focus on the improvement, retention, learning, and well-being piece. The first one is improvement. According to the NAASP article, it just talked about, in looking at Standard 7.2, the improvement piece, as an administrator, you want to improve your teacher effectiveness in the classroom. You want to make sure that your teachers are growing and learning as educators and that they're bringing the best of themselves to the classroom. Unfortunately, because of just the change in education, I started teaching during No Child Left Behind, and then we had the Obama administration, and then we had the Trump administration, and education is constantly changing, and the standards are changing, and not every state has the same standards. And so what the NAASP in their article said is that a lot of times these evaluations are just a means to an end. And that what we need to do is improve our teacher development and make sure that continued training is key and not just once at the beginning of the year. And on top of that, we need to encourage teachers to seek professional development outside of the school or outside of the district. Unfortunately, that costs money and that's a roadblock, but those are ways that we can improve teachers and their teaching ability. The other piece that was looked at a lot was retention. I've been teaching for 20 years. I can't really think of anything else I would want to do. I still feel like I'm effective in the classroom. I'm not getting this degree because I'm anxious to leave the classroom, but I can see why new teachers coming in right now are leaving. And especially I have a friend who moved from Kansas to a different state, and just hearing kind of what's going on in her state and how it's so different. And I have sisters in Oregon and California, and just hearing about how everything is different there, I can see why 50% of teachers will leave in the first 5 years. We don't make a lot of money. It's exhausting. We're constantly criticized. And especially this year, I feel like there's a mentality of just do your job and be happy you have one. When in order to keep teachers around, I didn't get into education for the money, so why are we spending $7 billion on attrition when we should be looking at programs to really encourage our teachers to find value in their job and to realize how valued they are in their job? So maybe that looks like incentive programs. Maybe that is a little extra money, encouraging teachers to get involved. And I, from personal experience, can tell you that this is very effective. Going to basketball games, football games, I've missed doing that this year because I don't get to know my kids as well. I even work games in order to really get to know my students. I coach and I sponsor because then I get to look at and meet different groups of kids. So this is a way to retain teachers. And I know not every teacher can do that due to home life or whatever, but it is a way to get teachers to buy into the school a little bit more. And then on top of that, show teachers that they're valued by giving them professional development throughout, or again, allowing them to go to conferences outside of the school, seeing if there's any money. I know in our district right now that's not a possibility. But when I first started, I got to go to a couple conferences, and it just, A, when I was chosen to do that, it made me feel good. And B, it helped me take stuff back to the school so I could be a better teacher and possibly pass that on. Learning, I said at the beginning that 94% of teachers who are evaluated in the 27 states that require evaluation are given a 1 to 2 rating. And I'm not saying that that's not a possibility, but what that's saying is that, are we really putting in the effort to evaluate teachers? I get a little itchy sometimes when I go through evaluations, not because I think I'm a poor teacher, but because I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job. And I feel like I do deserve the 1 or the 2 rating, but every once in a while I want to be told how I can get better. And so if administrators are just putting a 1 or 2 down in order to get through the evaluation process because they have so many teachers to evaluate, then the process isn't working, and we're not teaching our teachers how to be better teachers. We're also not teaching our administrators what a good teacher looks like. And so that's going to lead to poor retention because I know that we had a teacher in the building that I knew some of the negative behaviors that he was doing. He wasn't grading papers. He was just giving grades. And I just realized, why am I working so hard? So teachers know what's going on. So if administrators are just giving everyone a 1 or a 2, then what's the point of me getting any better? What's the point of me of doing better? And so if we're really putting effort into these evaluation processes, then maybe we can grow. And then finally, well-being. I think this year of all years has shown us that teacher well-being is of the utmost importance, that making sure that our staff feels appreciated. I don't need a donut Friday. I need somebody, like some of the best things that ever happened are kids writing me notes to say thank you. Or an administrator. I got a text message the other day from an administrator asking me if I wanted to teach an online course next year. And I didn't realize this, but he was with other district officials talking about who they wanted to teach this class. To me, that makes me feel very special that they would recognize that I'm an effective teacher in the classroom and that I might be effective online next year. I don't need the money for that. The money's going to be great, but it's the recognition that they see that I'm an effective teacher. They see that I'm good and that they want to keep me around. And it's just the little words every once in a while. And I think that's what we tend to miss, is that we think that teachers want this big, huge parade. Nope. Just a simple thank you is good. And so it's important for administrators to get to know their staff, get to know what's going on in the building. Culture is significant. So in becoming an administrator, I think that this standard definitely met the evaluation piece by letting us come an introduction of why evaluations are important and relevant, and that in order to have an effective education system in the United States, specifically in the state of Kansas for me, I need to understand the purpose of them. And then, like I said earlier, I recognize why evaluations are a big deal and important, but I also know that there are teachers out there that worry about failing. And so this could be a perfect way of finding that balance between encouraging those underperforming teachers to be more effective and making sure that our overperforming teachers are appreciated for what they do. Thank you for your time.